basically two things you can do. First thing you can do is do it right away, which is, you know, the smart thing to do, or you can procrastinate on it and stay up late, be tired the next day, have really rushed work, and it's not fun. It's the dumb thing to do. And knowing this, I always do the second option anyway. For example, the other day I had an essay that was due, and I decided to clean 2 bathrooms and my closet before I started writing it. It was due the next day. So, yeah, procrastination isn't good. But it's okay because it only affects me. But if there's a team relying on me, then procrastination really should not be an option. That was one important thing I learned this semester. So after spending a whole semester together, we learned a lot about how to work together in small groups. Using what we've learned, we can figure out what we did well, and we can identify the things that didn't work in order to work better in small groups in the future. So hi, my name is Charity David, and today I will be answering the question, how might your small group have functioned more effectively this semester? So I'm going to give you a brief preview. First, before I talk about the bad, I want to talk a little bit about the good things, but I don't want to go too into depth because that's the last question. Then I'll talk a little bit about what we could have done better, and then I'll finish with how we could have fixed those problems in order to function more effectively. So the yellow team obviously isn't perfect because you can't have a perfect team, but we did a lot of things well. When we first met, I felt like we created a really welcoming environment. We were all inviting and kind, and we're all pretty shy, so that kind of just bonded us together. That's probably why we work really well together, actually, because we are shy, so we understand each other. Since we are all similar, we got along pretty well, but we're different enough to contribute to the group really well. For example, for our team competition, we did the puzzle solving things. Our team performed really well in class because we utilized teamwork and we had a really great team spirit. So in class, we did really well. Our problems arose outside of class. There were a lot of things we did poorly. Originally, we had no team leader, so we were really disorganized. We would say we were going to do things, but we wouldn't do them. And then Gisela stepped up, as you heard, to take over the leadership position for us, which was really good. And then we were also really bad at meeting. Like, we all had different schedules. Some of us live really far away. Like, I live in Fraser Park, and I'm only down here twice a week. And where I live, there's no cell service. Oh, so, yeah. There's like one spot in my house, but it's like really high up, and it doesn't work very well. So, if they wanted to talk to me, they'd have to send me an email, or they'd have to tell me what we're going to do beforehand, and then our schedules would change too. Like, we'd say, oh, we're going to meet this day, but then something would come up, so not everybody could meet. So we weren't really able to meet outside of class until we started doing library meetings after this class, but even then, it was hard for everyone to get together at the same time. And then it was also really difficult to hold people accountable for their work. We didn't set as many deadlines as we should have originally, and everything we did was pretty last minute. Like, one of our slideshows we didn't have done until right before class, so we didn't get to practice it together. And we all did our own work, and we had to just hope that everyone else did theirs too. So those were the problems we faced. But there are solutions to these problems. We should have just implemented them earlier. For example, we should have designated the team leader beforehand. I'm pretty sure it would have been Gisela anyway, but if she had been the team leader to begin with, we wouldn't have been as disorganized, and we would have had our assignments assigned to us from the beginning, and we would have gotten our work done earlier. She could have had set deadlines for us earlier. We would have been forced to complete our work on time, and we would have had less procrastination. And then we should have planned more meetings ahead of time and planned way more of them. We did meet a few times in the library, like I said, but our schedules prevented everyone from meeting at the same time. After this class, 2 people would go to their next class, and then the rest of us would meet. And then half of us would leave our meeting to go to our next class, and those 2 would come back to the meeting. So we didn't all get to see each other at the same time. But, I mean, it still worked, but it would have been better if we had the whole group there to begin with. And outside of and since we couldn't meet all together at the same time, I was thinking it would have been better if we were able to Skype or something so we could all at least be present. And if we had met more, everyone would have been able to do their work and help each other out more, and it would have helped with group accountability. So, the last thing was we should have made sure everyone was ready before they had to present, for example, the speech Olympics. We should have all practiced and did our speeches together. Like, we did read over the oral interpretations and we did practice impromptu, but that's about it. We didn't actually like make everybody present their things, and so we had no idea how everybody else was going to perform. And when our speech days came, it was easier to tell like which of us were more prepared than the other ones. And we still did good. We came in third, but if we had practiced more, our scores could have been higher. So even though you can't really prepare for everything that's going to happen, like when Jeremy got sick, you can't really prepare for him to be sick, but you can try to have everyone prepared. So if something like that does arise, everyone can work together and solve that problem. So, in conclusion, after spending the whole semester together, we've come to understand how small groups work, and we can use our experience for future small groups. So today I talked about what Yellow Team did well, what Yellow Team did poorly, and how we could have functioned more effectively this semester. So remember, for the rest of your lives, you're going to be in small groups at one point or another, and you can use everything you've learned in this class to help your small groups, the good and the bad, to help your small groups in the future. You can apply everything and hopefully steer your small group in a positive direction instead of towards failure. Thank you.